Hello everyone and welcome back guys to episode 11 of season 2 of the F1 2018 Williams Road to Glory Career Mode, and today we're here at the German Grand Prix. A little bit of an apology once again, it has really just not been my week in terms of my computer. Unfortunately it just corrupted free practice and qualifying. Not really too much to talk about though from those sessions. You know, we haven't got any upgrades on the car or anything like that. We did qualify in P5 ready for this race. It seems to be a completely Mercedes engine OP track. I think we got 5 Mercedes powered cars inside the top 6, which is obviously absolutely insane for us. But yeah, hopefully, you know, you guys sort of don't mind that we've had to skip out all of that. It is still an incredible race, but here we are then on the grid, ready for the German Grand Prix. It is 5 lights and it's lights out, and away we go off to actually a fairly decent start. We're going to try and cover Kimi Räikkönen in towards come and move back to the outside. There he is, gonna back out on the inside there. We do hold on to our 5th place off the start here. Sergio Perez up in P2 after a fantastic qualifying session. Oh, a little bit of contact between Seb and Bottas there as they come out of the corner, but Sebastian is going to be able to keep the nose up the inside of Sergio Perez as they come now down on through. Not really obviously the back straight, the back kink all the way up this long bit. Obviously it straightens out towards the end, in towards the hairpin. They're going to be 3 wide just in front of me here. Who's going to lose out on this? It looks like Bottas is on the outside. We're going to get much better traction than the Mercedes driver on the exit of the corner there, and we now move up into P4 of this Grand Prix. Perez does hold on ahead of Seb. We try to think about having a look at the inside of the Ferrari driver there as we come now down in towards the final sector. Think better of it now as we skip on towards the end of lap 3 here of this Grand Prix. You can see we're still all over the back of Seb and Sergio here, but just look on the mini-map, the gap that Lewis Hamilton has already been able to make after just a couple of laps of this Grand Prix. An absolutely insane start for the Mercedes driver there. Mercedes still are yet to win a Grand Prix this season. It's pretty much all been Ferrari, and then obviously Red Bull have won 1, and then obviously we have won 1 as well in this season. But on to lap 5 though, as you can see, coming toward, well, early stages of this lap, a couple of guys ahead of me had now made their first pit stops of the day, but we were still trying to hold on ahead of Valtteri Bottas here. But it does look like he's going to be able to get quite a good run down this back straight here. Is he going to be able to have a look up the inside? He's going to be a little later on the brakes, and honestly my tyres were very much going off at this point, so I wasn't willing to fight the Mercedes driver there. We were just going to try and focus on getting this car back to the pit lane there without losing too much time. Now diving into the pit lane, as you can see there is Bottas just like a second up the road from me, but coming into our pit box, and well, we've ran over one of our pit crew. You can see I think that's Alex Gillon as well, well, just Alex Gillon's head, which is very weird, a little bit of an odd glitch that I don't think I've seen so far yet on F1 2018, but I would hope, you know, we'll sort of gloss over that for now in this Grand Prix, because there is still a whole lot of work to do in this race. Now, obviously, it's a bit of a gamble. Most of the AI outside the top 10 will probably go for a fairly textbook one-stop onto about lap 15 on the softs, and then take the mediums right the way through to the end. But for the guys in the top 10, we'd have to go for the two-stop strategy. Onto lap 7, a huge concertina effect down at T1 there. Pierre Gasly slowing down Bottas and Sergio Perez there, which we are certainly going to pounce on those 2 opportunities there. Now move ourselves back up into P13 behind Sebastian Vettel here. It looks like Kimi Räikkönen has been able to make quite a good little undercut on all of us at this stage of the day, but Lewis Hamilton still leads the way as we come on to start of lap 8 here, closing up slowly but surely to the back of the Ferrari driver here. It's Kimi actually going side by side with, is that, yeah, it was Brendan Hartley there in the other Toro Rosso. So Toro Rosso really causing a lot of issues for a lot of drivers here, and just look at that, it's brought both Seb and myself right up to this little battle here. We're going to try and get the switchback move on Brendan Hartley as we come out onto the back straight. Just look, we're just going to get pinned in on the inside here, a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, almost NASCAR style, as we come down this back straight here, thread the needle between all 3 of the AI there. Unfortunately, we're very deep into the hairpin, just to keep it between the white lines, get squeezed off on the exit of the corner there, but we do get better traction, and we now move up into P10 of the Grand Prix there. So a 3-car overtake. I will certainly take that at this stage of the day. But now on to the end of lap 9, obviously you can see we're pretty much now up into a net P2 of this Grand Prix, still behind Lewis Hamilton at this stage of the day. But the yellow flags are now out here as we come now down in towards the stadium section. There's a car pulled off on the inside. Lewis Hamilton is out of the German Grand Prix there. Must be absolutely heartbreaking for him. Not only was it looking like a race he could win, the fact that he's broken down at Mercedes' home Grand Prix in front of their grandstand they will certainly not be happy with that one. They're on to lap 13, and you can see having a bit of an issue with Elgato there, but we do move past Stoffel Van Dorn now up into P8 of the Grand Prix here. And on to the end of that lap, you can see we're all now over the back of my teammate Lance Stroll, hoping he's not really going to try and hold me up all too much at this stage of the day, because now we are in the net lead of the German Grand Prix here. Get the DRS on the exit of turn 1 here. But look at Lance, he's going ridiculously defensive on me. I'm not too sure what the Williams team are thinking at this stage of the day. He's going to try and squeeze me out wide on the exit of onto the back straight there, and will just completely ruin my run on the exit of the corner. Fortunately, he's going to help me out just a little bit with holding up Kimi Räikkönen, hopefully, as well here. But yeah, no idea what Lance was thinking there. He really, really needs to help me out at these stages of Grand Prix there on the exit of the hairpin though, and obviously you can see he is still on the inside of Kimi Räikkönen here. It's looking like he's probably going to lose that over these next couple of laps here. But on to the end though of lap 15, the start of lap 16, pretty much at the halfway stage of the Grand Prix, and all the AI that obviously didn't have to, obviously they're only going to be one stop in this Grand Prix, are now starting to make their one and only pit stops of the day. And I spoke about how we were in the net lead, but maybe it isn't as simple as that. We've still really got to try and focus on, getting past these guys, because currently Ericsson is still in a battle with us. We both only need to make one more pit stop in this race as well. We fly past the Sauber driver as we come down the back straight. You got people like Verstappen though, that, well, Red Bull had a really tough day out in qualifying there. They actually both went out in Q1, made a horrible gamble on the tyres there. So teams like Red Bull still have a very good chance in this Grand Prix as we make a little bit of contact with Ericsson there as he tries to keep up the nose up the inside. But onto the end though of lap 19, obviously these guys have all now made their pit stop. We are now diving in on the end of lap 19 here onto a fresh set of the soft compound tyres. So we will have the tyre advantage all the way through to the end of the Grand Prix here. And it's just a case of trying to make up the places. Once again, headless Alex Gillon and running over one of our crew. Not really too sure, again, what I make of that one. But yeah, as you can see now coming out of the pit lane, we're going to be back out in P6 here. We are going to stay ahead of Kimi Räikkönen here, which is absolutely crucial for our Grand Prix. But now we've got 14 laps, fresher, quicker tyres, and we need to try and get past all of these AI as quickly as we possibly can. Towards the end of 21, the start of lap 22 here, you can see all over the back of Carlos Sainz as we come out of the final corner here. And using the DRS, obviously you get 3 DRS zones around this lap. Purple out of the, onto lap 22 here. Look at the run though on the exit of turn 1 though. The AI really cannot take turn 1. So we were able to capitalise on that here, and now we're closing up to the back of Max Verstappen as well here. Looks like we're going to get DRS in all 3 of the zones. Are we going to be able to get close enough to the Red Bull driver using absolutely everything we can in this engine? Are we going to be able to move past him? Yes, we do. Look at the overdrive on that. Verstappen is going to try and keep the nose up the inside here as we come through the hairpin there, but he is going to give me the room on the exit. And with the straight line, we are going to be able to out-traction him on the exit of the corner there. Is he going to try and keep the nose in? Yes, he does, but does back out of it. He didn't really have the car alongside to warrant the space there. So now we move back up into P4 of this Grand Prix, and now 10 laps to go of this race. We are slowly but surely closing up the back of Hulkenberg once again here. Get a fantastic run through to 1. Hulkenberg tries to go defensive on me there. He's going to keep the nose up the inside there, and now we're going to try and go for a bit of a switchback move here on the exit of the corner. Are we going to be able to get the better run? We should be able to here. Once again, use the overtake mode, and once again, the AI absolutely helpless here. Really does go to show how quick this Williams car now is down the straights with how sophisticated the aerodynamics is. And you can see Charles Leclerc and Daniel Ricciardo are still fighting for the Grand Prix lead here, so we've really got to try and navigate our way around these two as well. I'm sure Charles would love to try and take home his very first Formula 1 victory here. Ricciardo, obviously a little bit more veteran. He did obviously win last time at the British Grand Prix as well here, but now onto lap 26, 8 laps to go, and Charles Leclerc is trying to play defensive on Daniel Ricciardo here, but all it's doing is bringing me closer and closer to these guys. Now onto the back straight, DRS, overtake mode, rich revs as well. Are we going to be able to make the move work? We're going to give Ricciardo the room to try and look up the inside of that. Charles Leclerc as well. That gets very tightly congested between all 3 of us there. I get pinched down on the curb there. Ricciardo, from being in the middle there, usually you'd expect the guy in the middle to get pinched out there, but Ricciardo has made it work. We're still trying to stay with Charles Leclerc there, but he out-tractions me on the exit of the corner there. So 3 wide for the lead at this stage of the day. This is absolutely crazy so far here. Out in towards the final sector of the lap, running a little bit wide through that corner, but now coming into the stadium section here, and it's looking like we in the Williams car are going to be the only one to bring home a good result for the Mercedes power units there. Charles Leclerc runs deep into the hairpin there, and we do now move up into P2 of this German Grand Prix. And last but certainly not least, we have now got to try and close back up to Daniel Ricciardo here. Lap 28, see Daniel goes a little bit defensive in towards turn 2 here. What is he going to be able to do over these next couple of laps here on the exit of the head, well, on the exit onto the back straight here? Overtake mode once again. It's the same story. Just look at the overdrive over the Red Bull here. We've got a much more sophisticated power unit and a much better aero system, which I never thought I'd be able to say in a Williams car over a Red Bull. But we fly past Daniel Ricciardo here on lap 28 of the German Grand Prix, and this moves us back up now into the lead with just 6 laps to go here. On to lap 32, you can see Daniel Ricciardo was still very, very close. He hadn't given up on it all just yet. You can see out of the final corner. We might have a quick look behind, see what the gap is like. We'll have a little bit of a look. 0.3 of a second, but once again, Daniel makes a little bit of a mistake through turn 1. Then we'll lose a huge amount of time as we come now through the final sector of this Grand Prix here. Monaco really was just a great strategy here, but since then the pace in this Williams car has been absolutely second to none through the hairpin one final time here, and I cannot believe I'm saying this once more in this series, but through the final corner we're going to come through to win the German Grand Prix here in the Williams car. What a race result for the team there. Strategy masterclass and just overall good pace.
Nice work, that's P1. Race win, well done.
It's a well-deserved victory for Williams then after that breathtaking Grand Prix. And Anthony Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres, but at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else, and that's exactly what they had today.
And I can see our drivers making their way out now. It's been a sublime team performance, and it's the culmination of a lot of hard work. Williams are your winners today.
So our second win of the series there, and also my, well, third podium overall as well in Formula 1 2018, which I will certainly take. Able to edge out Daniel Ricciardo by just 1.5 seconds in the end, showing that the two-stop was still a viable strategy there, with fastest lap of the Grand Prix by a good few tenths of a second there. Ricciardo, as I said, they would come through for P2 from 18th on the grid. What a fantastic drive that would be from the Red Bull driver there. Raikkonen third. Charles Leclerc once again would just miss out on a podium, and it's another strong result from the Sauber driver here, with Hülkenberg and Sainz once again getting a good job done for Renault here. Valtteri Bottas all the way down in P7. I'm sure Mercedes will not be happy with that race result there. Lance Stroll in 8th makes it 2 double points finishes in a row for us at Williams. They're really, really happy with that. With Van Dorn 9th, Magnussen in 10th, rounding out the point scorers there. With Grosjean, Ericsson, Verstappen, Ocon, I think then both of the Toro Rossos, as well as Sebastian Vettel, would all miss out points in the German Grand Prix there. So not a good day for the German team, not a good day for one of the German drivers either there, but a very, very mixed up race on the whole there. But hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this video. Heartbreak once again, though, for Lewis Hamilton there. I'm sure he is not happy with that one. Really, he was probably going to dominate this Grand Prix, so we got a little bit lucky in that sense there. But in terms of the Drivers' Championship, Ricciardo once again jumps Lewis Hamilton. But we now move up all the way to P5 in the Drivers' World Championship. They're tied with Valtteri Bottas and 4 points clear of Verstappen. We also were able to jump Perez and Charles Leclerc there. Nico Hülkenberg would also jump Romain Grosjean there. Now 1 point between those two, as well as I think it would be Carlos Sainz that would move past Stroll, who would hold position, and Ocon that would also drop down 2 places as well there. So all, chopping and changing in the Drivers' Championship. The same can be said for the constructors, if I'm not mistaken. We were able to jump past Force India as well after that race, after some really, really strong points finishes for this Williams team there. But as I said, hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this video. Once again, I can only apologise for the computer issues I'm having at the moment. I'm really, really looking to try and get it fixed. It just seems to be different issues every single time here. But thank you all so much for watching. Do not forget to like, subscribe if you're new around here as well and you want to see more of the Williams Road to Glory career mode. And hopefully, I will see you guys tomorrow for the Hungarian Grand Prix.